All right, when we last saw the Celtics, they were on the losing end of that hard-fought 6-game series against the Heat in the conference finals. That was the cliffhanger. Since then, Boston has made a bunch of roster changes. Gordon Hayward, Brad Wanamaker, Enes Kanter, all gone. But they brought in Jeff Teague, Tristan Thompson, and drafted Peyton Pritchard out of Oregon in the first round. So, Jackie, did the Celtics get better or worse this offseason? What do you think?
I can't honestly say the Celtics get better when Gordon Hayward walks away. He was the best facilitator on that team last year, Rachel. I understand why he left. He wanted a bigger role, but he was in an important role for their team. Now, does that mean that the Celtics don't have any place to go but down? That's where I'd say no, because Jayson Tatum, I think, is on the verge of being a top 10 player. He might already be there already. We haven't even seen the best of Jaylen Brown yet, who I think has a chance to be one of the best two-way players in the game. And as you know, those are hard to come by. Yep. So they have great room for growth. But in the short term, the biggest question is Kemba Walker, of course. That Stem-cell injection keeps him out till, we think, January. That's a big, big question mark for them.
So I see it where, they added a playmaker in Jeff Teague. They opened up opportunity for this young kid to come in and play right away. And the guy that I'm going to be looking at the hardest for the Boston Celtics is Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is a first-team all-defender, and it's time for him to really put that stamp on the team. I like that he and Marcus Smart got into it last year. I think that's healthy sometimes to show how much it really matters to you. I think what we saw in Marcus Smart when he played extended minutes is that this guy is a big-time player, and he likes the spotlight. He's not going to shy away. He doesn't get sick at sea. And so Jaylen Brown will be the guy that I'm really going to be watching to really fill that next void, that gap of guard everybody defender. Marcus Smart shouldn't have to be that guy all the time. I think he should be one of those guys. And if he is, we can end up seeing Boston make that jump into the dance and playing in the finals.
Well,
no, interesting point. Yeah. It is an interesting point. It is, and you're right about Jaylen Brown. But you know what's funny, Coach? When you look at the defensive metrics, which are always tricky because they do skew kind of funny, Jayson Tatum is an underrated defender as well. So you have two guys that have a chance to be really top two-way players.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that's what.
Absolutely, and I think the juggle between Enes Kanter and Tristan Thompson, right? Tristan's probably a better defender. Enes is better offensively. Right. We don't know how that's going to play out. Hayward will definitely be missed, but I think bringing in an all-star guard, former all-star in Teague, who makes plays for other people, can fill some of that void.
Yeah, they need the Minnesota Teague, not the Teague from last season who struggled a bit, right? I mean, no, and he can help them.
You're right.
They need a veteran. They need more veterans in that locker room. I liked the Teague signing, and Tristan Thompson obviously fills a void because they were thin up front. And Aaron Nesmith, don't sleep on him. They're expecting him. They're short on wing players all of a sudden. And so they'll need him to, he'll get some minutes too. If he can shoot 50, he shot 52% from three in college. I think they'd take 42% right now. Just mark that down, they'll be happy.
All right. Well, Jackie, we heard in the little compilation, the previously on at the top, you groaning at me about Haywatch being back. I can say Haywatch has been officially canceled. The series is canceled in Boston. Yes. But I guess Tristan Thompson, he's his own reality show, so it's just going to keep going. Celtics definitely are must-see TV in so many ways. And here are the games fans are going to want to binge watch in the first half of the season. They open the season against the Bucks. Then they take on the Nets a couple days later on Christmas Day, both huge games. So if we focus in on that Christmas showdown, Fizz, what are you looking for most from a Boston point of view in that big showdown with the Brooklyn Nets?
I'm looking for a top defensive effort. I want to see them come out and put their stamp on it right away that they're going to be the best defensive team in the league. And like I said, I'm going to keep pointing at Jaylen Brown because I just think he's got so many gifts to impact the game defensively and to really, really change the course of the game in so many different ways. So I really want to watch that closely and watch the matchups throughout the course of the game to see how the coaches really play that chess match tit for tat because there's so much talent on the floor. We're just going to have a fun time watching guys make plays.
Yeah, Rach, for me, I'm going to be looking at some of the young players because Kemba Walker obviously isn't going to play in that game. So Peyton Pritchard may get some minutes, maybe ahead of what they expected. Maybe the same thing for Nesmith. I think Jeff Teague he's going to be valuable because he'll be able to step in and take some of those minutes with Kemba along with Marcus Smart. But here's the funny thing. Think about it, guys. We thought Kyrie Irving playing against the Boston Celtics for the first time was going to be a huge storyline. Doesn't that seem like a lifetime ago? I mean, people even barely mention it. It's crazy how much has happened since then. Seriously.
Yep, but this will still be his first time playing in Boston as a Net if he plays in that game. So finally, we're going to get to the spoiler alerts for the Celtics season. Caesars Sportsbook giving the Celtics the third best odds of winning the East, behind the Bucks and the Nets, their first two opponents. So, Jackie, what's your bold prediction for the Celtics?
Well, Coach Fizz kind of stole my thunder. My prediction was going to be that Jaylen Brown will be an all-defensive player and an all-star because I think you and I are on the same page. With Gordon Hayward gone, Jaylen Brown has a chance for more shots, more minutes, more defensive assignments. He's going to be an all-star this year.
Absolutely. And I think, when you look at that team, they were always trying to figure out the minute situation.
Right.
And trying to figure out how to get these guys to all be on the floor and be happy. And I think with Hayward being out now, it really opens up that runway for this kid to take off. And I can't stress it enough. The Celtics are in position now to really build an identity around these guys, especially with the tough kid they're bringing in from Oregon. I think they're going to be a team to watch, and their defenses can really be special.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.